The pass to Kerwin. Good defence by Pontypool again. Oswald, the New Zealander, the man back there. Purvis just a little slow in arriving, number 3, as Hewish, and again there are punches being thrown. A little bit of annoyance on the part of Pontypool, and 2 All Black players just feeling their little injuries.
And Bottiger started all that off with a quickly taken drop out, and Gallagher's looking ever so sharp and he's looking for support. Joe Stanley is an outstanding game, steadying things, and there's the little pass. Kerwin stumbled there, might have injured his knee or something, but again you see they make the ball available, and this swing forward, Henderson's having a great game, but he goes down there. It's a bit of a messy ruck. Look, there's a lot of, you'll see now there's feet going in all over the place, the ball is coming out, and there's with some boots going in, and really that was a shambles as a ruck.
And the man injured for the All Blacks is John Kerwin, the right winger, joint record holder for the most number of tries in a game for the All Blacks. By the way, he and Gallagher have scored 4 apiece. And such exciting runners. And it won't be good news for the All Blacks, because it seems as if Kerwin is leaving the field and hobbling, which means that probably a knee injury. Half an hour gone, and already then the All Blacks will be looking at a substitution. And a choice of Bernie McCarhill, who's a centre, or Matthew Ridge, who's a wing. That's the choice they'll have. But a penalty goal awarded, and Gallagher is just waiting to take this. Probably the greatest wing three-quarter in world rugby at the moment. He and Campese have been vying for that position for such a long time. There is McCarhill, and he then replaces Kerwin. And will he go onto the wing, or will he stay in the centre? Centre is his position. That's a little encouragement from Bottiger as he goes past.
And the midfield.
And that's number 14, John Kerwin. Sad sight for the All Blacks. Certainly they depend greatly on his pace, his power, and replacing him will be a problem for the rest of the tour. This is Gallagher then to open up that gap to 24 points. Does so. The All Blacks by far then the highest total of the tour thus far. Gallagher, another penalty, his second, and adding that to a try. So 3 to Pontypool, 28 to the tourists, and just 33 minutes gone. Really, the crowd rather silent. There's very little for them in home terms to cheer over. That's a better restart, and there quickly was Mosley, and then Jenkins to drive on, laid back. This is right into midfield. Silver then the long pass to Orwell, needs to chip it ahead. White and he get in each other's way. White tries to reclaim it quickly. There is Oswald, but Basher picks up. Bottiger again looks for a little gap. In support is McCarhill. Outside him is Gallagher. What lovely hands from Bottiger. This man is proving tremendous player. Straight on the forwards then. McDowell is one there, not quite sure whether to enter the fray or to stand off, and gives Graham Price a little tap on the head, and just a little bit of encouragement. So they were killing that again, and another penalty against them, and Gallagher on his way across to try to attempt another penalty kick at goal. Very leisurely walk from Gallagher, the full-back, but yes, the decision is to go for points. The crowd not all that delighted with the decision as the little sand bucket comes on again. A kick of some 36-37 metres then for the New Zealand fullback. 28 points to 3 the score here at Pontypool Park. The local side, high hopes of course, having seen what Cardiff had done on Saturday, had taken the game to the tourists, but today it's been very nearly one-way traffic. Number 4 there is Churchill, Pontypool lock, affectionately known as Winston in the locality, as Gallagher, number 10, strikes that high and handsome again as Davis collects his opposite number. Really, these are dark days as far as Pontypool are concerned, because, as I said, they had such high hopes, and those hopes being dashed here by the All Blacks. 31 points already to the tourists. And just in midfield there's Henderson standing in isolation for the All Blacks as De Silva restarts. That's better placed. No one really there, and no All Black all that keen to get hold of it. Delighted just to leave it for a line out. The referee just wants a gap between the two lines, asks number 2 there, Gary Jenkins, just to hang on a second. Fails to find Mosley. Zinzan Brook is the man that collects at the tail of that line. Standing off is Henderson, ready perhaps to take the short pass from Bishop. No, it's to Botica. Very fortunate to get the bounce there. The kick was exploratory, came back to him very nicely. Pontypool take advantage then as they now drive on. Wright finally gets it, looks for a blind side break, support in the shape of Bigfoot. A pass to Egan, and for the first time we see the home side passing, threatening, and again the crowd respond to that with some encouragement.
And that was the first wrong option that Notre Dame Botica had taken, presented Pontypool with the ball, and wasn't it nice to see them ruck well and at last see their backs move into action.
Yes, the crowd there, just quiet discussions, I would have thought, about the way things are going wrong at the moment for the home side. David Wright is the man with 9 on his back, again taken very nearly unopposed at the tail of that line out by Earl. The referee not satisfied that the restart was straight, offers Pontypool the option of the line out on the scrum, and with their scrum being the main force, the basis of their whole game, it's not surprising they decide on the scrum.
And it's noticeable that number 7 for Pontypool, the New Zealander Dean Oswald, is packing in the number 8 position, so look for some movement on the blind side.
Quickly out though, too quickly perhaps for Wright, and his response not quite far enough though. It's recollected though by Pontypool. No, finally out on the All Black side, and Bishop delicately left-footed as Davis, well, fails to avoid Twigamala's tackle, look for some space on the blind side, but really it's not just attack that's the forte of this team. They defend so well as well. That's Kevin Mosley then, the captain that really has great responsibilities in trying to raise the morale of his team. Already 28 points adrift and yet to reach half-time. Wetton, good stuff, hands, 2 hands. This is midfield and Botica. The referee decides that this holding there from penalises, or has a word at least with Wetton. He had won the line out, but as Pontypool were driving through, 1 or 2 shirts being held. So Wetton, what a campaigner, tremendous athlete, one of the great forwards of world rugby at the moment, and a great honour for him today, captaining his country for the first time. Matthew Silver then has this opportunity just to cut that deficit to some respectability. 28 points the difference at the moment, he'd reduce that to 25.
And here's the line out, and there's where Gary Wetton took the ball, but I think the referee just coming in there would see that New Zealand have driven across the line out, obstruction and stopping Pontypool winning the ball.
This is it then, 28 metres or so, just 6 in from this, the right-hand touchline. Left-footed again, the right side for Silver, but not the kicking boots today, I'm afraid, as Andy Earl, under no pressure at all, decides to call the mark. Rather ungainly perhaps, but a good all-round player, so typical of the number 6s that play in New Zealand shirts. Wetton, Alan Wetton that is as well. Like Wetton, capped at lock, number 8 and flanker. They want the big, strong, driving man on the blind side, and Earl responds there by placing that ball safely over the touchline.
Good tactics by Pontypool, calling a 2-man line out.
So they break up the game as Hewish takes up the challenge. This is better. Laid back, this is Wright then. Standing off is Bidgood. The delicate little chip kick, White is after it, but no space there. But suddenly the home club are raising their game, and suddenly the crowd are responding.
The crowd enjoyed that, and that was good captaincy by Mosley, because he called the 2-man, and it was a 50-50 ball, which Hewish won at the tail of the line out. Just 90 seconds remaining of the first half then.
a defensive, and we've not seen these very often in the first half, a defensive line for the All Blacks. Again, taken down, taken in, the control absolute, and Botica then the time and the space to settle things. What an exciting man this outside half is. Frano Botica, a sevens player of some repute. So here the advantage is Pontypool's, as Jenkins aims. Taken down again by the All Blacks. Earl, the dominant force towards the tail of that line. Churchill looks for his little contribution into that maul situation. No sign of the ball, so tight, so disciplined, the All Blacks. And to do that to Pontypool, of course, is really to do it. Look at this, driving straight upfield. A black blanket finally delivered to Bishop. And then Botica, so assured, with time, with space, it makes it ever so easy.
That was brilliant rugby from New Zealand, because in the first place they won two-handed catch in the line out. Then they set up that rolling maul which sucked in Pontypool, and then Botica said thank you very much and put a 50-metre kick in.
So Sterling, the referee, takes up his position at the tail of the line, wants a cleaner gap between the two lines of forwards. Jenkins the aim, again won by Earl. Bishop makes a little mess of that, but finally regathers. This is Botica then, the missed pass. Joe Stanley takes the tackle, a bit good, still stays up, stays on his feet, waits for the support to arrive. Well, it was on its way, and indeed it was taken from an offside position by Chris Hamish. But what worked from Stanley there, he was taken head on by Bidgood, as strong a tackler as there is in Welsh rugby, but still stayed on his feet, still waited for support to arrive, and finally won it. This is Botica then, into injury time in the first half, and perfectly placed by the fly half. Well, as the whistle goes for the half-time here, Mr. Sterling, and there's the man that not easily pleased Grizzly Wiley, the tour manager and coach then, and but he won't be over disappointed with that. 31 points already to his team's credit. What an opening here at Pontypool, and of course such disappointment for the home side. They really thought that they could take this game to the visitors, just as Cardiff had done on Saturday, but really things haven't worked to that extent. As in there we have Gary Wetton just having a quiet, reassuring word with his team. He thinks that they're on the right path, but it needs a greater effort, greater discipline, and we can just see one or two of the tries of the first half, and coming up here.
Yes, they're in superb form. Botica, Little and Stanley have been quite outstanding in midfield, and you see they give the pass, but the good thing about New Zealand this afternoon, they've always been supporting on the inside. Botica for me has been a revelation at fly half, and that's a flanker, number 7, Paul Henderson, who supported there, and there's his other flanker just there, Andy Hurley supported, and there's the winger, a very strong man, Tugiwala, and he's gone over, just throws a man out the way. Tremendous try that. New Zealand looking very sharp in midfield.
And Tugamala scored a hat-trick of tries in the All Black trial, and he doesn't even get into the Auckland side at the moment. Such is the talent in that province, but really is a strong young man. Samoan extraction, and his first game in an All Black jersey. Let's just have a look at another try then.
Just look at this. You see, it's scrappy ball in the line out. Pontypool seem to have won it, but I've criticised the halfbacks for not kicking so well this afternoon. There's Wright, puts it in, but he doesn't put his pack, you see, going forward. It's a very high kick, but no ground gained. And just watch, New Zealand do well to win it. The ball comes back. There's that man Botica, and Joe Stanley's made such a difference today, but he looks inside. Walter Little looking a great prospect, just brushes a tackle aside, and again he's always looking. Good play here by Gallagher, sees that there's not a lot of space, looking inside. Sean Fitzpatrick, a hooker, gets there, so powerful, he just brushes the defenders one side, then Packer with him, and he drives over. In great form, the All Black forwards.
And Fitzpatrick, so much like Alan Wetton on Saturday when he drove some 20 metres with 3 or 4 hanging on to him, but the drive of the legs makes the difference.
And Kevin Mosley has a huge job here at Pontypool Park, the captain. 31 points to 3. The All Blacks have the slope. It could be a 50 or 60 point a year. He has to rally his troops around and say, come on, it's pride and commitment. Let's get back in this game. Otherwise, it could be a disaster for them.
And for Mosley, of course, it'll be a repeat of a 50-point defeat. His first cap was won in Auckland during the second test. He didn't greatly enjoy that experience, and certainly as captain today, he won't enjoy this. So, as Botica restarts and the crowd in anticipation waits, can Pontypool really pull something out of the bag here and make a game of it? Fitzpatrick again, just on the McDowell rather, just on the fringes there of the ruck and maul situation. Such a powerful runner. Often he's wasted if he buries his head in ruck and maul. His power and speed is wasted, so he's always there ready to take up the cudgels.
And I've been very impressed with the midfield this afternoon. Botica, the general fly half, Little and Stanley, superb. I think Joe Stanley's had a marvellous game because he's never taken the wrong option once. Missed him at Cardiff, he's back with a bang today.
Bashop replacement then, but that scrum collapses. And Sterling wants them back on their feet and to reset the scrum. It's Dean Oswald, the man who won't be enjoying this experience of playing against his fellow countryman. Number 7 for Pontypool, acts on the open side when the All Blacks place the ball in the scrum. Little dummy from Bashop, and the scrum has turned, says the referee, but Bashop a better game today, disappointing on Saturday.
Yes, he seems to have settled down. I think he was very nervous on Saturday, and I think he struck up a better understanding with Botica, and obviously they're enjoying it because they're having good clean ball. Last Saturday it was scrappy ball.
Mr. Sterling and Bashop as well, just having words with Wright, but it's not easy to get that scrum settled as Pontypool try, and indeed we saw that a few times on Saturday as well. The crooked feed, and Bashop just a bit excited perhaps, just wanting to get on with the game. Frustration showing. This is Matthew Silva then, number 10 on his back. A huge kick from Silva, perfectly spiraled, using up every possible inch of ground. No great angle there, but good work by the Pontypool fly half. And that kick has again risen the decibels on that bank. The crowd again anticipating a Pontypool attack, but the advantage here is the All Blacks as that man Fitzpatrick restarts them. That's Henderson at the tail, but driven back. So often we see an All Black on the retreat as Botica takes the safe option, and the 10-15 metres upfield at this point in time early on in the second half is just what the doctor ordered.
Do you know, I'm amazed really that the All Blacks are winning so much line-out ball. I think same with Cardiff on Saturday. When Pontypool have called a two-man line-out, they've won it, but they seem to be struggling when they call a full line-out.
And Henderson is the man that does the cleaning job, collects, but the referee maintains that he stepped out of the line-out. Kevin Mosley, the decision, does he go for goal? Does he run at the opposition? But it's Silva to kick at goal. 6 will look better than 3. It'll double the Pontypool total. So at this point in time, early in the second half, what encouragement it would be for the local side should they get some points to get the early points of the second half. Some 27 metres, the kick that faces Silva, Matthew Silva. 73 points to his credit this season. A recruit who first of all went to Newport to gain first class experience, but quickly transferred up to Pontypool. So he needs 27 yards of effort, but again it just goes to the right to the post. Not a happy day then for Silva, not a happy day for Pontypool. Walter Little had thoughts of emulating Botica's first half exploits of just taking a little drop kick and setting the 3/4 on the way, but Botica then to restart. His forwards perfectly placed, but intercepted by Mosley. That's well done by the Pontypool captain, anticipated that very well indeed. The All Blacks drive forward. This is Bashop, this is Twigamala coming in on the burst. Little now supporting is Alan Wetton, the captain for the day. The support again from Henderson. This is superb All Black play. That's Stanley, looks for the inside little gap, lovely switch pass. Botica finally grounded. The All Blacks will need to not quickly enough, said there. Had he just delayed a fraction, perhaps, that would have seen the All Blacks again switch and attack.
And the All Blacks are running rampant here. We saw Gary Wetton, but for me, Joe Stanley sees the covers there, so he comes back inside, knowing that there'll be support, and there they are in strength, and they set it up, but unfortunately the ref blew too soon.
Scrum turning there, and the referee deciding that he was in front of the ball when he picked up, and that means that's a penalty awarded against the All Blacks. Won't be happy with that decision, Zinzan-Brooke, the man destined to replace the All Black captain Wayne Shelford at number 8. And Silva, again left-footed, the gap on that, on the angle on that side, of course, not great for a left-footed kicker. But encouragement, it gets them away from that danger area. The halfway line is a goal to aim at. Fitzpatrick, Wetton, Bashop, into midfield again, Botica. This is Little. Dummies the pass, delays it, very nearly got Gallagher into trouble, but Tuigamala's released. Inside, outside, this man can go each way, still on his feet, so strong. The forwards there, quickly taken on by Ian Jones, the lock forward. Just a slight delay, but Fitzpatrick now goes blindside. Again, the support quickly there. Driving on, Zinzan-Brooke. This is McDowell, the loose head prop forward. On they go, a tide of them. Driven on, Can very nearly there. Really good defence from Pontypool. Finally, they stopped the rut. They're looking to roll it right side. No, the shortest route is straight ahead. Henderson has it. Again held up. Can Bashop? Yes, he can. Well, it was only a stutter in the flow. They'd gone half the length of the feed. It was held up for just a fraction. Henderson really was over the line, but held up by good defence. But Bashop so quickly there. And it's now 32 points the difference.
Outstanding play, because they won that ball on the line. Remember, Jones won the ball. There's not good passing here, but good work off the ball by the outside half Botica. Remember that Jones, the second row, had won that ball, and when the strong winger Tuigamala goes on a run, just watch who supports him. Yeah, you can see him coming in your shot, number 4, Ian Jones. He had won the line out in the first place, and they just set up and rolling mauls. There he goes out, the hooker, Fitzpatrick. He's been outstanding so far, keeping the ball available, and great support by, there they come, Zinzan-Brooke, driving on, remorseless pressure. McDowell, I think they set up one ruck too many here. There's where I think the ball could have been let loose, but again, just watch how they have this rolling ball now. There, they're taking their time, trying to make the ball available. The referee comes around, good referee by Mr. Sterling, perfect view. Just watch now, there he goes. The flanker seems to be over, but tremendous defence by Pontypool. But when he comes back, Bashop, short little dash, and he's over. And here's where they've sucked him in, a rolling maul. There's the Pontypool line, great maul in. Look, they're looking, they know exactly where the ball is, but Pontypool playing with a lot of courage there. There he drives the flanker back, but look at Bashop, quick as a flash, and he's over.
Gallagher converted, the restart then is a place kick, and it's into midfield already. 37 points to 3, the score, 34 points the difference, as again Pontypool are driven back deep into their own territory. So the man has been in the action all afternoon, running, passing, punting and place kicking. Busy afternoon for the Londoner, now in All Black. Well taken by Churchill, that's good stuff. But not quite the response from Silva.
And Matthew Silva, what a task for the young man, only 19 years of age, playing for the Welsh youth last year, so it's a big task to come out against the mighty All Blacks.
The man at the front for the All Blacks there is Steve McDowell. Loose head prop forward who really gets about the field. Starts on a peel here, taken by Wetton. Look at the space right into the midfield, stays on his feet. This is Zinzan-Brooke. Can he get it out? This is McDowell, like a three-quarter. That's Henderson, what a take. This is Botica, he'll get there. What tremendous play, absolutely copybook stuff from the line-out. The peel from Wetton, the hands of the forwards, just like those of three-quarters. McDowell in the middle of it all, and rounded off by that man, Botica. 41 points to 3 then.
and the All Blacks tearing Pontypool apart. But there's the key, look, Gary Wetton, and he drives right at the heart of the Pontypool defence. You see, he took a centre out there and an outside half. Look at that, a prop forward McDowell backing up, a suicide pass but well taken by Henderson, and Boddicker outstanding this afternoon, backing up over in the corner.
Gallagher way out on that far touchline. This is the kick that faces him, the bank just behind him. 17 points to his credit already this afternoon, so he will have enjoyed his visit to Pontypool. Chance here then to move the All Blacks closer to the 50-point mark. No.
Gary Wetton, the created havoc in midfield, good supporting by the flanker Henderson, and really Boddicker so fast, and he's over in the corner. What a game the outside halves having.
Just to remind you of the score, Pontypool, the home side, then just 3 points, the visitors 41, and really that's a sign of how low the enthusiasm, the confidence is in the Pontypool camp at the moment. That restart really gives his forwards no chance at all, doesn't even reach 10 metres, and it offers the All Blacks such an advantage at this scrum.
And really the heads have dropped with Pontypool. All their basics are going wrong. The kick-offs have been deplorable all afternoon really, and it doesn't give the forwards a chance to put their opposite numbers under pressure.
The overload here by the All Blacks, the three-quarters on the other side. There were acres of space here, but not quite well executed by Zinzanbrook and Basham. Really, they'd set up a situation where all that space on the narrow side of the field was open to them, but it wasn't of the top order.
And look at Zinzanbrook, he's so confident at the scrum, he's staying out the number 8.
Silva kicks for open spaces, sends Twigamala back on a chase. White touch over the try line, and a restart on the 22.
And that's how things go when your luck is down. That was a great kick by the fly half, should have rolled in a touch, but unfortunately him upon Pontypool, he went dead.
Gallagher gives Boddicker a chance to restart, but Boddicker declines on this occasion. Let's see if Boddicker can offer his forwards a chance to get fingertips to the ball before Pontypool. It's close enough, certainly. Indeed, is collected by Jones, the giant lock forward, youngster that's really shown up, not just at the line out today, but his enthusiasm around the field as well. So typical of All Black rugby. And Pontypool decide that kicking a goal would be a lost cause. They challenge the All Blacks by running at them. Right to Jenkins, to Hewish. He's the man that sets up the charge. Laid back. This is right, blind side. This is Bidgood. Looks to take on the defence. But out there was Gary Wetton, the lock forward, just using rugby intelligence, knowing what was happening, not committing himself. Lovely defensive work by the New Zealand captain.
Well, that's amazing now. They could have taken the kick and goal from only 5 or 10 metres back, but they ran at the All Blacks, created some confusion, but Kevin Mosley decided kick it goal.
So Silva, who's not had the most effective of kicking afternoons, again a chance then to double that Pontypool total. Just 3 points at this point in time. 41 points the tourists, and of course such high hopes when the Australians came here in '83, and they were dashed as well when the home side failed to raise to the occasion. Silva, who's failed with 3, converted 1, a chance then to double that Pontypool score. This is the kick that faces him, just 23 metres, and this time no doubting that, and that will just lighten the burden on Silva's shoulders. Gets back to his mark rather more enthusiastically than he has earlier on in the game. The crowd, some relief for them then, who really have gone through agonies here watching the local favourites suffering at the hands of the All Blacks. Great surroundings here at the park, Pontypool Park, delightful rugby ground, but no great delights for the locals today, because it's sufferance as they trail by 38 points. This is Boddicker, number 10. Again, the chance for the forwards. Wetton was there, didn't quite take the advantage. It's into midfield again. This is Walter Little. In support is Botica, 10. This is Joe Stanley. Looks outside, decides on the inside. Little slant again. Well, the ruck wasn't quickly won. It was intercepted by Pontypool. But the referee decides that there was some illegal work there and penalises the home side. So having checked Stanley's slanting run, they then concede a penalty, which must be disappointing. Bishop, in fact, brings the ball back a little bit further than he need to. And we'll just watch the little set move here with a pivotal 4, if you like, standing just off the scrum half. And they pass it through, comes Brook on the charge, this giant number 8. Laid back, McDowell wanted to play scrum half with a score at 41-6. Bishop, the little chip. McCarhill is number 17. Can he get... No. Well, a try for him would be very nice on his debut on this tour. But hands not quite up to it on that occasion. You can see De Silva inside his own in-goal area there, directly behind the scrum. He'll want to take that right pass in space. Wright has a look, first of all, to see whether he could take the responsibility, but finally decides that Silva's better placed. And we're back to square one. Scoreboard in the background doesn't make a good reading for the home side. They're probably glad they've got their backs to it at this point in time. This is Fitzpatrick. We saw him score a try, tremendous drive, carried 2 or 3 Pontypool forwards on his back for some 20 metres. That's the drive they generate. See the forwards taking it in turns to look where they can most effectively exert their pressure. Now it's rolled blindside. Fitzpatrick off the first tackler into the second, now sets it back. But just a little slip there, ball going to ground. No one quite sure, sloppiness, and Wiley, having had a satisfying first half, his coach will want them to watch that again and remind that they don't then lose concentration just because the lead is 35 points. Orrell is the man just in shot there, the centre. Just in case that the All Blacks take a tight head, he needs to be in a defensive position. You can see the Pontypool posts in the background there. It's just 10 metres away from the Pontypool try line. And Sean White is just blindside there, standing next to David Wright. He hasn't had a great deal to do this afternoon, at least in attack. Defence, it's been a busy time, of course. Wright harassed by Bishop. Does very well indeed to regather that, but the ball nudged forward, says the referee. The advantage now will go to the All Blacks. And from this sort of situation, a scrum, the advantage theirs. Normally, between Bishop and Zinzenbrook, we can expect a try. Gallagher as well, poised in midfield. But it's through the 90-degree mark, says referee Sterling. Not his first visit to Wales, by the way. Refereed a Llanelli-Neath match some 2 seasons ago. A match he greatly enjoyed with 50 points scored. So he's satisfied. Now Zinzenbrook looks for the back row move. Earl is the man that goes charging through, but must have been some blocking off the ball, trying to create some space for Earl, and the All Blacks penalised.
Yes, there was good refereeing by Sterling there because he saw the obstruction. Zinzenbrook set it up to the flanker, but there was definite obstruction. Good refereeing by Mr. Sterling.
So any pressure relieved is gratefully accepted by Pontypool, and it comes in the shape of Silva's left-footed kick. Takes things away from that try line. There he is, the man who's had a fine debut as captain for the All Blacks. Shown his expertise in all sorts of phases, even standing off ruck and maul in defence. Gone through all his repertoire. That's taken by Brook. Towers over the Pontypool back row men. Driven straight again. the shortcut is always the first route. This is Bishop, then Boddicker, the long pass to Stanley, the inward slant from Stanley, runs into Henderson. The flanker just getting in his way. They wouldn't have played together before. One from Otago and the other from Auckland.
And it's noticeable this afternoon that Joe Stanley has been involved in most things. Very strong man. If he doesn't think the pass is on, he will go down the middle, and he's usually so strong that he stays up on his feet. On that occasion, he was taking the ground, and he just couldn't win the ball, but he's some player, Joe Stanley.
Yeah, his 33rd appearance in an all-black jersey. He's the experienced man, Little is the young man. Brooke and Bishop mix it up between them. Henderson tries to retrieve it. Pontypool tied up. Just a bit scrappy. The All Blacks just losing concentration. They feel that the match is over as Wright then starts on a run. The kick is aimed into space, but the bounce isn't kind. Gallagher offers Twigamala a charge at the line. Charges past the Pontypool defence. Look at this man go. The support from Henderson.